Welcome to Warriors TV, and today we have an exclusive interview with brand new Warriors coach Tony Han. First of all, Tony, thank you for joining us.
Oh, no, thanks for having me on.
Now, obviously, big news coming out this week. You have been appointed Warriors coach for this upcoming season. So what's your initial thoughts on that?
I'm really excited about it. I think the team's got a lot of potential. When David Longstaff stepped down, obviously he's done a great job over the years and he's developed a lot of good players. And I thought, well, when I'm looking at the team, and I do think it's going to be exciting times. I think you have to take a little bit of time to work with the players. There's a few players who have, obviously I don't know them, a lot of them personally. A couple of them I do know personally. The ones who have stepped away or retired. Obviously, that's a shame. Obviously, I'd like them to reconsider, but that's up to them. But I will be chatting to the players over the next little while, and obviously touching base and getting to know them. And then obviously, I like in a couple of weeks' time, or I think it's 2 or 3 weeks' time, we'll arrange to meet them as a group, and then start the process of getting the team ready for the following season.
That's great. Yeah. As you mentioned there, a lot of the senior players have retired, and with David Longstaff stepping away, it does seem like it is the end of an era of sorts and a start of a brand new one. But it's going to be a challenge, but it's one that you're quite happy to take on.
Yeah, it's going to be it's definitely going to be a challenge initially, because I know that, as you say, they've still got a lot of good players there. Obviously, the players who have stepped down or retired, again, obviously they were a big part of the team. There's no doubt in that, but then obviously there's a lot of younger players there who have got a lot of potential. We're going to need a little bit of development over the next season. But obviously it's my job, obviously, to hopefully bring a team in there that the fans want to come along and watch each week and can compete every week. And that's what obviously my first job is, to make sure that the team is competing every week. That's key for me.
Yeah, no, obviously you've got several years' experience as a coach, and you've been successful in the past, including winning, of course, a cup with the Racers at the Warriors' expense. So do you think that will encourage you coming here to want to achieve more?
Yeah, obviously, I've always loved to win, regardless if it was playing or if it was coaching. And I was fortunate enough; I've coached at all levels, from the elite to the senior national team to the Great Britain national teams, the SNL, coach hockey schools. So I think I've got a vast amount of experience in developing players at all levels. And I think I'm really looking forward and excited to working with the players that are at Whitley Bay just now. We probably will have to bring a few players in initially to plug the gap with the players who have stepped down. But that's something we can do over the summer.
So, Tony, some of the older fans at Whitley Bay will remember you from your playing days. And, of course, you must have had several happy memories as a visiting player playing at Hillheads.
Yeah, I loved it. I love the history. I love the rink. It's steeped in, like I say, in history over the years. A lot of fantastic players. I've played in Whitley Bay, and they've obviously had a successful program there for the last, I don't know how many, 30, 40 years. So obviously they've done a lot right over the years. And I used to love coming and playing there in the likes of Whitley Bay and Durham when they were up in the Heineken League days, or if it was the B&L days. No, it's good. And I'm looking forward now to get back there and coaching.
Yeah, and of course your predecessor, David Longstaff, he's someone who you know well, of course, from your time with GB and with the Sheffield Steelers.
Yeah, no, I've got a lot of respect for David as a player, as a coach and a person. So as I say, I know he'll done a lot of good things there. So hopefully it'll make it easier for myself to come on board with the players. And I've played with David at Sheffield, I think, for 4 years, or maybe 3 or 4 years. And then I played with the national team many times. And I have utmost respect for David as I say, as a person, as a player, and as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. And maybe a final message, Tony, just to the fans, and what they can expect perhaps from next season.
Obviously, we're expecting what I said earlier on. Our key this year is to develop the players, to get them ready and prepared each week. That they're competing each week for for trophies. And it is tough because there's a few teams have got a little bit of a gap to fill. I think you just say, it goes without saying, teams like Solway who have sort of dominated the cups this year. We have to sort of bridge that gap. It might not can happen overnight, but we'd like to obviously be in that situation that there's a possibility you could win a league or win a playoff. I know they Whitley Bay done really well. They got to the final last year, but as I say, they just fell a little bit short. But from the fans' point of view, as a team that you're excited to come and see each week, we're trying to obviously get them there that they're actually what's the word I'm looking for? They're just competing every time they're on the ice, the shift, and they do that anyway. I think they've sort of got that inbuilt, a lot of the players there. So obviously, we just want to sort of hone their skills and get them on the right track.
Well, that's great, Tony. Thank you very much, and welcome to the Whitley Warriors.
No, thank you very much.